Good afternoon, my friends. You are all completely amazing, wonderful people. I've got a helper over there in the corner, and Ben says hi, and he's working on a project about Colombia, the country. And I learned something today. I'm super excited that Colombia has actually a really fairly high elevation, which I didn't know because I didn't know that the Andes went all the way into Colombia. I'm not 100% sure how I got to be 45 and not know that, but here we are. So, but the fun fact is that the Andes are high because in geologic terms, the rock is really fluffy and it's very low density. And so it floats, it floats higher on the mantle than, than other kinds of rock, like the rock that I'm sitting on here, on one of the oldest, the Adirondacks and the Appalachians and all that sort of stuff. The ledge that I'm on here in Maine is part of a very old mountain range that got run over by glaciers several times. And so anyway, so for those of you who don't know, I was a geology major. My hardest final at Wellesley was my geology final, which I was doing this time 24 years ago. That was a hell of a paper. Anyway, so we are here, and we are talking about incoming money and the belief bludgeon. All right. And this sure is an interesting topic because there's no end to the number of people who are out there telling you that you can manifest abundance in your life if you just believe hard enough. I am here to tell you that shit don't work. Right? If all I had to do was believe in $1 million, right? I'd be a millionaire. I'd be a millionaire multiple times over. Okay. Here's the deal. Okay. And here's how, when we talk about incoming money and how much money you are creating for your family and for your life and for all the things that you want to do, it isn't enough to believe from the person that you are right now. Because what happens is you are the person you are right now, okay? You have the thoughts and the feelings and the actions of the person that you are right now. And it is surpassingly difficult, though I promise you not impossible, and I'm going to walk you through how to do it. It is surpassingly difficult for you to go from the person that you are right now to the person that you want to be from the place where you are right now, okay? When we started this whole thing, okay, and we came to the conclusion, or I set out in front of you all the work that we've been doing, telling yourself the truth, writing down your thoughts about all of your truth about incoming money, sending sending that all through yourself and thinking your own and feeling your own feelings, okay? From feeling your own feelings, developing the capacity to have what you have right now, okay? For many of you, that you got stuck right there. And there's no moving past that because you don't want to tell yourself the truth. And tell yourself the truth of the thoughts that you have and how you feel about your incoming money, okay? Because if you're already abundant in incoming money and you've got all this stuff covered, it's like you're like, oh yeah, like my coaching is just confirming what you kind of already know, right? And I totally get it. But for many of you, it stopped right there because the intense feelings, right, of I created this. Okay, what I have been asking you to do is to look inside you for how you created your results. because all of your results come from inside you. There is nothing external to you anywhere that is responsible for the amount of money sitting in your bank account. And that's really hard for a lot of people. It was very hard for me. And the process that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to get up and reorient my camera, and I'll show it to you. But the process I'm going to show to you is really, I mean, it is truly the process that I went through to come to the realization that when it comes to my incoming money, I'm totally responsible, right? And that gives me all of the power. And I come from a space where I'm not beating the crap out of myself when I don't have the money in my bank account that I want to have. I promised myself a year ago I would be making $1 million a year by now. Haven't done it. Whoops. Guess I made a different result from that different thought. And that was like, I think I did all that work at the beginning of the week, and I'm like, oh my God, look at the result that thought, I'm going to make $1 million in a year, led to. The result was not, I promise you, $1 million in a year. Oh, okay. And coronavirus has nothing to do with that. It is my thoughts that have led to the results of what my total revenue and profitability is this year, right? And the amount of money that I brought into the family, right? That's all a result of my thoughts. And I have two choices, okay? I can either say that I didn't make $1 million in a year, May to May, because that was my, I guess it was the end of May, but like, don't think I'm going to I don't really think I'm going to make $1 million in the next, 23 days. Because remember, we have a holiday, right? So Ben's being very helpful. Maybe I will, and maybe I will. And I'm totally open to doing it. But I am much more in the belief that it doesn't matter when the money comes, because I can handle everything that's happening right now, and I know that the money will come, right? Instead of being in this energy last year of like hoping and praying and setting results and going after myself really, really hard, right? And so what does that look like? Okay. So I can either, then I just kind of like showed you the two choices. I can either beat myself up because I didn't meet my goal, or I can understand that things are working for me, right? And it's all happening just right? Both of them are thoughts. One of those thoughts, things are working for me and it's all working out just right, feels a hell of a lot better than I'm a complete moron. Okay? I made all the wrong decisions. I signed up for the wrong coaching programs. I did it all wrong last year. That thought hurts and feels terrible. Things happen for me and they are going just right, and that I don't understand how they're happening for me right now doesn't mean anything. I don't have to understand. See, because one of the things that my leadership is built on, it is built on a principle of unknowing. I don't have to know how things are happening to me or happening for me as it relates to incoming money. I don't. All I have to do is tell myself the truth about my incoming money, understand what I'm thinking about it, feel all of my feelings, and take all of my power around my incoming money and say, I'm the one with the power here, okay? I'm the one that makes the decisions, and I can choose to understand the thoughts and feelings that those decisions come from, and I can choose to make decisions fast, right? I can choose to be scared. I can choose to live in fear and discomfort and failure, because I've had some pretty epic failures. I was on the phone talking with somebody about them today, which is a super awesome way to but it's just right, because I know that it is all happening for me. That I know How it is all happening for me, not 100% sure, I got to tell you, feeling the way I feel right now, but it's totally okay. Maybe all of the things are happening so that I can explain to you the belief bludgeon around incoming money, because I have hit myself with it so stinking hard. Okay, maybe that's all that it's happening for, and then it's happening for me so that it's happening for you. Okay, because what happens is when you beat yourself up around not making the money, you give all of your power away. Okay, and that is a powerless place to be. And the people who create the world that they want to live in, all right, that is calling them to the highest experience of their life, gather all the power to them. Even when they don't know how, they take 100% responsibility, even when they don't know how. Okay, and they believe, I believe that when I am lined up and I am being encouraged and I am being in vulnerability, the decisions I make are the right decisions. Because I know I can handle anything. Versus when I tell myself I'm a moron for setting a business goal of making $1 million and not meeting it, I'm telling myself I can't handle anything, right? I would much rather be in a space of I can handle anything, right? And so when I am reflecting upon the revenues and the profits and all the things that have happened in the past year, looking at it through a lens of everything is happening for me and it's all going just right. And I have the most perfect past that I could have right now because it's the past that I have. And it brings me right here, coaching with you, bringing this to you so that it can help you, right? And if I only reach one person, that's amazing. That's amazing, right? What higher form of impact could I have than to help somebody else live into their own potential and be their own potential, okay? That's really giving value to the universe. And when we're hitting ourselves and bludgeoning ourselves to it should be different than it is, all we're going to do is beat the crap out of ourselves. And we're never going to create the results that we want. So, all right. And this is, I'm actually going to get up and rearrange my camera here for a second. And I'm going to get up and I'm going to draw this for you. Okay. Oh, this is a picture of me and my people pleasing. So feel free to ask questions. But okay, so here's the deal. Is here you are right now. All right. And right now you have a certain amount of money. And you have all of these thoughts about your money. And all of your thoughts lead to all these feelings, which leads to actions, which leads to money, okay? Or no money, right? Just kind of depends, all right? And if you're saying, I want a different result, okay? I am here right now, and I want a different result in the future. So this is the future you. All right? And this is the future you money. The future you has thoughts and feelings and actions that lead to this result of more money. And here's what all y'all are going to try and do. You're going to try and create these actions because that's incredibly human, right? This is what we've been taught to do right? Is we're taught to, okay, well, I'm doing this now and it's not working, so let me go over here and do something else, right? Well, the reason you do something else, I promise you, is because you have thoughts and feelings that lead to actions. But here's the thing, is that if you don't recognize all of these thoughts and understand all of the feelings and sit there and tolerate the negative feelings, okay? Tolerate the negative feelings. Number of negative feelings I have been through today, I like have whiplash. Like there are some days where it's like sunshine and roses and I am the forsythia bush out there, okay? I am not sunshine and roses today. I am like my butterfly bush that I've been whacking back for 8 years now, right? And so I know that my only job today, okay, is to feel all of the negative emotions that I'm feeling and telling myself the truth about it. Because resisting your negative emotions, like I coached a couple of people on this yesterday, who were all in about resisting their negative emotions. And I get it. Negative emotions are, well, negative and they don't feel good, right? And we are like, we think, well, if I feel this bad, something's clearly going wrong. But nothing is going wrong, okay? And so if you are beating the crap out of yourself around how much money you are making, I am going to walk you through trying a new idea on around money, right? And we do that by using our water, strive, and light, all right? So the W in water is, what do I want? Now, most of you are putting, I want to make $20 million over the course of my lifetime. I want to pay off my student loans. I want to get a raise at work. I want to, whatever the hell you want, okay? And we always put this thing in there. If you knew how to get that thing, you'd already have it. So here's what I'm suggesting you do. I want to develop the capability all right? You want to develop the capability around your own money, all right? And I'm going to do the one that's the hardest. I want to develop the capability to feel my negative emotions around money, all right? I saved this to do it live in front of you. So I haven't done my water model on this. You're watching me coach myself. All right. So when I want to develop the capability to feel my negative emotions, what do? I recognize my resistance. Right? And like I like literally recognize it in my body. Okay. I do what I call self-coaching. So I sit down and write and ask myself these sorts of questions and identify my feelings to ID feelings. I talk to people. So I've talked to my kids. I've talked to Andrew. I've talked to other people today. So I talk to people. P-E-O-P-L-E. Okay. When I want to develop the capability to feel my emotions, my negative emotions around money, those are the things I do. What am I not doing? I've been very conscious today of not of not buffering, we call it. So like all the stuff that we talk about on Tuesday, not doing work instead. I am doing this work because I understand I'm developing the capability. So I'm not doing work instead. Okay. What else am I doing or not doing? I think that's probably about it. When I turn and face the truth of my feelings about developing the capability to feel my negative emotions around money, I I would say I have a couple emotions. I'm afraid. All right. Because my negative emotions can be super intense. I have an anxiety disorder, right? It didn't come from the neighbors. It came from my own brain, right? So I'm afraid, but I'm also confident or hopeful. I'm hopeful because all of my coaches say, and I believe them because it has actually worked in other parts of my life, I am hopeful that by developing the capability to feel my negative emotions around money, I'm hopeful it's going to change everything about my life about money, okay? So I'm feeling hopeful. Now, you already heard me do the next line, which is evidence. What did I say about being hopeful? I said my teachers tell me, and it's worked in other places in my life. That is building evidence that this is going to work. All right, so the E is always about building evidence. So I'm building, what evidence am I building? I'm building evidence this is going to work. Okay. Right, and then what's my results? If I am recognizing my resistance, I'm self-coaching, like you're watching me, to identify my feelings. I just identified hopeful. I talk to people. Hi there. I'm doing, and I'm not doing my work instead. I didn't cancel the live. I didn't cancel my afternoon full of sales calls, and I'm not gonna. I'm going to do them with this being afraid and being hopeful all at the same time. Okay, and I'm building evidence that this is going to work. My result is one, feeling negative emotion, right? Because I'm feeling the afraid. See how that works? So I feel actual negative emotion, and I start to develop the capability. Right? I start to develop. This is like literally me developing the capability. So then the question is, my problem statement is, am I, like, so I'm about to go through a Strive model. Okay. And the problem statement is, I think basically it's just repeating my original why, and I want to develop the capability to feel my negative emotions around money. Right? Then I go through the Stride questions and I ask myself, am I physically safe to feel my negative emotions around money? Most of us are going to say no because it feels like an anxiety attack. And I urge you, I mean, like if you have diagnosed anxiety disorder, please work with your professional, your healthcare professional about that. All right. But I have gotten to the place, and this has been a long time, right? Where I literally feel physically safe. I did not used to because the anxiety around money, I would get a headache, I would get nauseous, I would break out in cold sweat, all the things, okay? But now I feel physically safe. This may not be true for you. If you don't feel physically safe to do that, to have these thoughts and feelings, it's probably not time for coaching. It may very well be time for therapy, and that's totally okay. Therapy, drugs, dude, better living through chemistry. Right? All right, so am I financially safe to feel my negative emotions around money? Right? How many of us don't feel financially safe to feel negative emotions around money? We resist all of our negative emotions around money because we think it's going to make us work harder, and it doesn't, all right? Am I financially safe to do this? Yes, because I know my decisions will bring money in, and I have my budget for May. It's the other good reason to budget, okay? So I do feel financially safe. Do I feel emotionally safe to develop the capability to feel my negative emotions around money? I'm not going to lie, it does not feel particularly emotionally safe, okay? This is a belief bludgeon right here when we don't, for both finances and emotions. It doesn't feel, I think I could very easily fall into beating the tar out of myself. Am I trained to feel my negative emotions around money? I am training myself. Right? I am training myself. Do I respect myself to to understand all of my negative emotions around money? I do. Have I invested the time, talent, and treasure to develop this capability? I am investing right now. Do I value it? Yes. Am I willing to stand in fear, discomfort, and failure to create this? I absolutely am, because let me tell you how uncomfortable I am right now. It's just discomfort. It doesn't kill you. Nobody dropped dead in middle school that's watching this, right? All right, so this is what this tells me. So all we're doing, remember, the question mind is the kind mind, okay? And I'm coming through here and I'm like, okay, so I know I've still got a bit of a belief bludgeon here, and I have some training that I need to do and some more investing that I need to do to make this a reality. And if L is for look, okay, so now we're going to do a light model. Okay, and what do so look, if I look around, what do I observe about myself when I'm developing the capability to feel my negative emotions around money? Okay, what do I observe about myself? I observe that between when I started this water model 10 minutes ago and right now, I have already processed some of that fear. So what do I see? I process my fear, okay? And there's no right answer to these questions. Your answer is going to be totally different than mine. What does my integrity tell me about what I am going through? My integrity tells me that y'all have heard me talk about going to the barn, right? And you go to the barn and when you want to ride, and there's all this stuff that you have to do. You got to clean out your stall, and you got to groom, and you got to tack, and you got to do all this sort of stuff before you're ready to ride. Okay. What it tells me is that I'm in there, I'm in the grind, and the grind is going to allow me to be free. Okay. I'm in there. It's like me cleaning out my mare's stall, reaching my hand into that super cold water bucket, and I'm in there and I'm in the grind, and I'm holding, by developing this capability, I am building myself to be the person who will have the money, okay? So my integrity says I'm in the grind, and the grind is good. Okay, these are thoughts. I happen to like them, all right? Is this thought gentle, that I'm developing the capability to tolerate my negative emotion? Yes, all right? And this is gentle to me because I have learned that my negative emotions around things won't kill me. This may not feel gentle to a lot of you. Developing the capacity to feel negative emotions does not have to be a gentle process, okay? And if it's not, I want you to stop here, because you cannot beat yourself into feeling better literally. Like, it's just not going to happen, okay? So if you get to the G in light and you're like, I feel like crap and this is not helpful, so this is a no, I want you to stop, and I want you to think another thought. I want you to do this whole thing over with another thought. I do this all the time. I don't remember what I was writing out last night, but I was like, damn, we're going to stop this right here, because this is a train wreck. And we just start at the time. I mean, it's just brain space and paper. Okay. So is the thought I'm developing the capability to deal with my negative emotions around money helpful? It is very helpful to me. And does it build trust and credibility? Yes, it builds trust and credibility with me, because Every time I acknowledge the truth of my own feelings, I acknowledge who I am and what I am doing in the world and how I am actually being. When I tell myself the truth, it always builds trust and credibility with myself. And when I tell the truth out in the universe, it builds trust and credibility with other people. It leads me to be an example of what is possible when I am living as who the universe is calling me to be. Okay? So I am, this is, you just watched me do all of my own self-coaching. All right? I do this every day. All right? And it's all this coaching on, I want to develop the capability to feel my negative emotions around money. So this brings me here, right? This is a thought. If I'm right here and I have this amount of money and I'm trying to get here, I know the person here knows how to deal with her negative emotions around money. And so this is just a bridge thought, okay? As I walk, so there's another me right here, right? And I have thoughts that lead to feelings, that lead to actions, that lead to results, all right, about money. And I just keep walking the bridge until I find all of the thoughts that are going to get me here. Okay? That's how that works. That's how you can identify your belief bludgeon, right? This is actually how I identify belief bludgeons, is by doing this. What do I want? When I want that, how do I act? Turn and face the truth of my feelings. Tell myself the truth. Truth creates wealth. What evidence am I bringing? Am I building? And when I'm bringing all of this together, what do I actually create? Okay. If you are in sales and you want to sell 10 of your widget this month, all right, and that's what you wanted last month, do this, and you didn't sell, and your result, tell yourself the truth about your results. If you're doing this, it's kind of like a reflection process. If your result is, or you can put your bank account number here, whatever it is, and do this model backwards. So you can do it backwards, all right? So that's how we do it. You are all beautiful and amazing people. Thank you for spending a half an hour with me. This has actually been super, super helpful for me, and I feel a lot better, which is why I self-coach. All right, I love you all. You're completely amazing. And we are going to be talking about your belief bludgeon in debt tomorrow. And we're going to be doing a lot of this same thing because the strides I have made in my own debt, it's like not even to be believed. All right, I love you all. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.